spiritual issues in pastoral leadership. Pastors must be particularly involved in self-evaluation in order to be effective leaders of the church. I say constantly, I should say, evaluating self. This evaluation should be made in the following areas, right? Number one, characteristics and responsibilities of biblical leaders. Okay, let's look at this area. Two areas. Pastor qualification. We already discussed that yesterday. So the question is, have you evaluated yourselves in this regard? You learn about qualifications. Have you ever evaluated yourself? What things do I need to work on this list? Like, you have a list is given here. Is there any area that I need to work on? That's the first question. All right. Let's go to Mark chapter 10. Mark chapter 10, verse 41 to 45. Mark chapter 10, verse 41.
You read?
Yes, go ahead. Yeah.
And when the 10 heard it, they began to be greatly displeased with James and John. But Jesus called them to himself and said to them, "You know that those who are considered rulers over the Gentiles lord it over them, and their great ones exercise authority over them. Yet it shall not be so among you, but whoever desires to become great among you shall be your servant, and whoever of you desire to be first shall be slave of all. For even the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life a ransom for many."
All right. So Jesus says, you must be the servant of all if you are to lead like Jesus. Now there is maybe a ministry here, lead like Jesus. It's a ministry. You must be servant of all if you wanted to lead like Jesus. So now the question is this: what traits of servants do I exhibit? Right? What traits of servant do I lack? Who is a servant? What is the meaning of servant? Serving the best good of others. Serving for the best of others. Doing things for the best of others. So any and every time when you looked at the things that you did, right? You preached, you taught them, you went and helped to someone, you were serving. Because now the question is, did you in your mind keep that I need to serve for his good, I need to do for his good, for his benevolence, right? That needs to be asked. Third, Hebrews chapter 13 verse 7. Let's read. Hebrews 17. Oh. Hebrews 13:17.
17, no, sir?
Yeah, 17.
Obey those who rule over you and be submissive, for they watch out for your souls. As those who must give account, let them do so with joy and not with grief, for that would be unprofitable for you.
Yeah, it says, have confidence in your leaders and submit to their authority, because they keep watch over you as those must give account. So, obedience to leaders and in turn accountability for the souls under your charge. Accountability for the souls you're under your charge. So, do you take this responsibility seriously? Well, it's easy to preach. It's easy to do that. But becoming a pastor is different. Leading a congregation is different. It's much more than preaching and teaching. It is where you are going to give account to chief shepherd, the chief shepherd. Every pastor should give account to God for the believers there. How did you treat them? How did you teach them? How did you minister for them? Did you look for their good? Did you look for their good? And if you are a member of the church, right? You are not in the leadership. Now the question is, have I been in submitting to my pastor? Do I submit to my leaders? Or you stand away and try to throw some stones at him? Is that the way usually happen? Those both questions should be asked. Let's go to James. James chapter 3.
My brethren, let not many of you become teachers, knowing that we shall receive a stricter judgment.
My brother, yeah, not many of you should become teachers, because you know that those who teach will be judged what? More strictly. James says. And then that's what I say. Anyone would say, I want to become a pastor. I said, wait. Don't do that. This is not a decision to take that quick. Because you can be here. You can expect stricter judgment. You can expect. So, question would be, is this, how serious are you? If you even, I'm saying you wanted to preach and to teach, even doing that one. Oh, what motivates you to do it? That's my question. What motivates you to do it? Is it simply any kinds of honor? Any kinds of things that are for the flesh, money, or anything? What motivates? Or that you desire to serve God in this way, that you wanted to commit your life for this wonderful ministry, which requires so much of commitment, hard work, studying, and thinking, and praying, so much. And I always desire that, Lord, if there were less people to do this job, it would have been far better, but committed. We have a lot of numbers, friends. We have many who call themselves as pastors and teachers, but they don't know. They never take this ministry serious. They want to do something, but they don't know what exactly to be done. So the question is, do you take your teaching ministry seriously? Now, if you have a desire, right, what can I do to bear this responsibility seriously? Okay, can I commit? Can I be disciplined? Can I stay on the task? Right? Can I sit, study, work hard, boring jobs sometimes, completely boring. Yeah. You don't understand reading some of the books, and you wanted to prepare a sermon, and you look and read and hard to interpret, look at the verse, look at other books, and you study and spend time, read, and sometimes you spend a long time, you don't reach anywhere. You're just stuck. And it's quite disappointing, our pastoral ministry. And then people come to the church, and you can hear various types of opinions, right? Not only about your preaching, about various issues in the church. And so there are many. So it requires a solid heart, a heart like rock that trusts the Lord all the time, that is not easily swayed by the storms, something who can stay put on the track, even when huge truck comes and hits you, and you are able to stay course. And that is what it requires. Yes. Let's look at the next one. 1 Peter chapter 5. 1 Peter chapter 5.
The elders who are among you, I exhort, I who am a fellow elder and a witness of the sufferings of Christ, and also a partaker of the glory that will be revealed. Shepherd the flock of God which is among you, serving as overseers, not by compulsion, but willingly, not for dishonest again, but eagerly. Not
Okay, that's enough. It says, yeah, go ahead. Read the rest of it. No problem.
Not as being Lord over those entrusted to you, but being examples to the flock. And when the Christ shepherd appears, you will
See,
receive the crown of
when
glory
the
that does not fade away.
what's that verse 4 says? When the
And when the Christ shepherd
no, no,
appears, you
no, it's chief.
chief shepherd.
Yeah,
When the chief shepherd
appear.
appears, you
Receive.
will receive the crown of glory that does not fade away.
Yeah, it's very connected to an elder and a pastor. And it says, shepherd as examples, not for gain, not lording it over the flock. Don't think that you are the king. No, you are not. Right? So you need to shepherd them, lead them, feed them. Lead them, feed them. Leading and feeding is your task. You need to be examples, right? So what negatives, tendencies in my life I do see in this regard, because maybe I am in the ministry for sordid gain, gaining money, gaining a name for me, whatever you can add, respect. Why do I serve? Am I condemned to live in a not for gain mode? Am I condemned? Sometimes it's going to be difficult. You may not. I know. I had been through that shoes many, many times, right? And you don't want to tell anyone that what you're going through your life. But still, you learn to be content. Yes, this is what you have. Because this ministry is so greater than the money that you have. If you compare, if you think the money you get is the biggest thing, then you should not come to this ministry. This ministry is so glorious and so great than all what you can have in this world. That taking this great task, working under the chief shepherd, is so great. It's greater than your money. It's greater than your fame. It's greater than all what you have. All what you have. This is the supreme job in this world, I say. If you can do something, if you're able to, capable, it doesn't come. a job of a president, a job of a prime minister, a job of a minister, whatever, maybe people who do that, who are famous. Friends, it doesn't come closer to this job when you are able to work under the chief shepherd. That is so solemn, so sober work that you can do. That is the reason never come here without thinking, Yes. Am I condemned to minister in relative obscurity? Yes. Are you fine? Are you okay? Even nobody knows you. Nobody knows. Are you okay? Are you okay that nobody values you as or even honor you? Are you okay? Are you okay to be condemned? Yes, and that is something very important. In some serious responsibilities involved both personally and in accountability to God. In accountability to God. So I want us to look at this area, and this is very, very important in our lives. If you are going to be a pastor, please meditate on these verses that I have given here. Meditate, just spend your time there, park there, and think, reflect. Can I do it? Am I able to do it? Can I work under the shepherd? The one who, even on the cross, did not retaliate. Can I work like that? Can I have that heart of the chief shepherd and lead men not only to the salvation, to spiritual growth, to lead them, to show them the life of Christ? Can I do it? And Peter says, yeah, there is one particular reward here, the crown of glory that will never fade away. So it is highly rewarding, but it is so serious that it can never be approached lightly. All right. I also wanted to say here, examine your words, and so what are the areas we need to look? We need to look spiritual issues, right? Self-evaluation. So we looked at characteristics and responsibilities. We evaluate. Second, examine your words. Examine your words. Matthew 12, verse 33 to 37. All right, let's look at that one. Matthew.
Either make the tree good and its fruit good, or else make the tree bad and its fruit bad. For a tree is known by its fruit. Brood of vipers, how can you, being evil, speak good things? For out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. A good man out of the good treasure of his heart brings forth good things, and an evil man out of the evil treasure brings forth evil things. But I say to you that for every idle word man may speak, they will give account of it in the day of judgment. For by your words you will be justified, and by your words you will be condemned.
Wow. It says, I tell you that everyone will have to give account on the day of judgment for every empty word that they have spoken. Every empty word. Right? I mean, some people can easily tell lies, right? Just quite easy. Let's look at now, for example, you're studying here, right? Studying part of in this course. And maybe I hope and pray that all of you listen well these classes. But is it not there a possibility that you might be sitting there, not listening, not caring? You're doing some other work in assembly, you might be sitting there. and maybe saying that, yes, I listen everything. Isn't it possible? It is possible. It is possible. You can lack integrity, friend. That's what I'm saying. It can happen. It can happen. I'm saying, whatever it is, let us learn to tell the right thing, right? And the truth. I mean, for example, if you cannot attend the class, why not? What is the wrong in saying I cannot attend the class? Yeah, I have something else, right? So what I'm saying here is that integrity is very important, right? Examine your words. It's not only communicating. When you communicate to your wife, communicate to your children, communicating to church members. I mean, if there is something that not to be told to anyone, you don't have to. But don't tell lie. He said, it's right to say, friend, I cannot tell this. I cannot talk about it. It's okay. It's okay to say, I cannot talk about it, but don't say a lie. Why? What's the point? Because John chapter 8 says, Satan is the father of lies, and it is easy for us to do this, to follow Satan, and anytime, every time, when you tell lie. I mean, see, it is a point. Yes, in front of everyone, you can be faithful. You can be found faithful. Right? But do you have integrity when no one watches you? Do you have integrity when no one is around you? That is the key. Are you faithful when no one is around? Right? That is the important thing in our life, friends. Yes. We need to examine our words. If you're careless, we might lack integrity. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 29. Let's look at that one. 29 and until chapter 5, verse 5. Ephesians chapter 4. Ephesians 4, verse 29.
You read it?
Mm-hmm.
Let no corrupt word proceed out of your mouth, but what is good for necessary edification, that it may impart grace to the hearers.
Go ahead, go down. Yeah,
and do not grieve the Holy Spirit of God, by whom you were sealed for the day of redemption. Let all bitterness, wrath, anger, clamor, and evil speaking be put away from you with all malice, and be kind to one another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, even as God in Christ forgave you.
Next chapter, 5. Chapter 5, verse 1 to 5, yeah.
1 to 5? 1 to 5 or
yes.
only 5, sir?
No, 1 to 5.
Okay. Therefore, be imitators of God as dear children, and walk in love as Christ also has loved us and given himself for us, an offering and a sacrifice to God for a sweet smelling aroma. But fornication and all uncleanness or covetousness, let it not even be named among you, as is fitting for saints, neither filthiness nor foolish talking, nor coarse jesting, which are not fitting, but rather giving of thanks. For this you know, that no fornicator, unclean person, nor covetous man, who is an idolater, has any inheritance in the kingdom of Christ and God. Let no.
All right, that's enough. It says, verse 4, nor should there be obscenity, foolish talk, or coarse joking. These are out of place, but rather than thanksgiving. So what is that? Yeah, no course. Okay, it's not okay. There may be a spelling here. Coarse jesting. It is coarse jesting. I know people who cut jokes, but let me say, many, most of the people who wanted to make funny, and they make jokes, and most of the jokes have some kind of sexual connotations, and it's immoral. And if you are using a joke to degrade somebody else, friends, your words are not to build anyone up, right? And mocking people. We need to be careful. Examine your words. Speak only what ministers grace, not simply babbling words which has no meaning at all. Or oftentimes, it is sin. I'm not saying all the jokes are sinful. And now I know, as I said this one, I also wanted to comment on one thing more. Like there are a lot of in the movies or in the TV, you have programs where it is a time of like jokes. They come up with the jokes and say, oh, we are just watching jokes. But understand, I have watched them and learned something, and I learned that most of them they are using languages that are not suitable for Christians. Not suitable for Christians. So if you're watching something, make sure that maybe it is funny to hear, but look at the language. And if it is not right, then don't do it. Don't watch that kind of jokes and things. I think we need to be careful. And not only that, in our words, no grumbling, no disputing. No grumbling, no disputing. Pastors, watch your words. Let's look at Philippians chapter 2. Famous passage, right? Philippians chapter 2.
14, 15.
Yes.
Do all things without complaining and disputing, that you may become blameless and harmless, children of God without fault in the midst of a crooked and perverse generation, among whom you shine as lights in the world.
All right. You will shine among them like stars in the sky, if provided that you do everything without grumbling and arguing, that you may become blameless and pure, right? Yes. Pastors are to do this ministry without grumbling. Everything may not go the way that you wanted to do. You are leading a church, but never expect that everything will go as it's planned. No. Because God can take you through various valleys and hills, and you are to contend and learn to serve, right? All right. So much actually in the Bible written in scripture regarding our speech, because our words must carry weight. So there are a lot of things we can look at about how ministers' words should be. So I'm saying, examine your words. Examine your words. And I also wanted to add here the next one: evaluate issues of integrity. I think this is very crucial for a pastor that I don't see in many. I think most of them I don't see. Integrity, right? Matters of accuracy. Accuracy reflects integrity. When you say things that are accurate, right? Accurate, that tells exactly what happened. All right. So you should have integrity as far as what you say, it should be accurate. And look at your privilege. Yes. Abusing pastoral privileges, time, laws, expenses, obligating people to help you. Yeah. You are a pastor. You want everyone to come and help you. Right? You can call, people might come. You have the privilege. You have the money. Maybe church has given you the money to do certain things. Yeah, maybe you're a pastor, your church has got money, you can do all kinds of things and you spend it. You have the privilege. But learn to be to have integrity, right? I mean, nobody told me to come here every day at 8 o'clock. At least, I try to get here by 8 o'clock in the morning. I come here at 8 o'clock in the morning. I have committed myself that I needed to come. I need to do this. I need to come here at least an hour. Sometimes it doesn't happen because of the traffic. I come here. Yes. I commit myself, right? Nobody told me to do it. But I commit myself to the Lord that I am going to do this. And if you ask me, have anyone told me to begin this course? None. None told me. Has anyone supported me to begin this course? I think the church here, there some type of moral support was there. But there's nothing else. No support, nothing like that. And still we do it. It is one that we try to serve people, we have the burden that the Lord has given to us, and we wanted to accomplish what God wants. I'm not perfect, but I want to learn. And I know here the church, maybe brothers would say, you can use this and you can do that. And I don't want to use maybe from the church money. I try to find the expenses from my own and to do certain things. Many things I do. Maybe I can ask to the church, I have to do this one, I have to do that one. But there are things that I do by myself. Yes, even though I have the freedom to ask, freedom to do, I may not, because I don't want to abuse my privileges. I don't want to. And we need to learn, yes, if you are going to lead, you can have a lot of privileges, right? If you are in that kind of churches. If you are part of a church that everyone beats each other, everyone to destroy others, and then things are different. But I'm saying, if it is a good church. Yeah. And matters of power, if you are in the pastoral leadership. Yes, abusing or misusing others, having them do what we don't want to do. We don't want to do. We want them to do everything, right? Yes, it is the problem. You have the privilege, you have the power. How do you do? Do you have integrity in that? Or you are sitting there, let him do it. Let him do it. Let them do it. Is that your attitude? That means you're not leading from the front. Matters of perceived prestige. Yeah, that's what I always, sometimes I fight here with many people. Prestige. Pastor, you think you are a prestiged man, so high, that everyone should respect me. Yeah, sometimes it's difficult. For example, some people call me bro, something I don't like. If anyone calls me bro, I don't like at all. I would rather say, because I'm not a broker. You call me, if you don't want to address me, I'm a pastor. If you don't address me, you can call me my name. I don't have a problem. You call me my name, right? But I may not like some terms. I may not like, and if someone calls me bro, I don't like, because I don't like to someone call me, because that has no meaning. The word bro has no meaning. I don't know. Somehow it has come. I don't like it, but and every time when I tell about that, I try to ask a question to myself. Am I saying that because I am looking at myself as I am a respected person, that I need respect? Is that I'm looking? Am I looking for my own glory? Is that I'm looking? I have asked several times. All right, so my point is this. Am I doing things to receive glory rather than for God's glory? I mean, you can do many things, friends, if God gives you grace. You can do many things. But look back, look behind, look at deep inside. Why do you do what you do? What motivated you to do this one? What motivated you? Is that God's glory? It should be. It should be. It's not your name. It's not what you can get. It's not even the number that you can claim that I had this big church and I won this many souls. Friends, no numbering, nothing. Because it's God who saves the souls. It's not you. You are just a channel. It is as you taught them, but it is God who gave them growth. You taught them, that's right, but it's God who gave them growth. God says, it is my people. I have given them into you, that you work for me and for my glory. And it is very, 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 very important. I think it's absolutely important that you work for God's glory, not for your name. Not for your name. Perceived prestige. Think about it. And finally, here, in the matters of integrity, moral purity. Moral purity. Friends, it's so easy that you can slip into the sin. And you got a computer, you got a phone. Just in a one click, it can take you to the sewage. It can take you to the sewage just within one click. And nobody will notice. Nobody will understand. Even your partners may not understand. May not understand. Integrity in your purity. Your soul is important for God. That you need to be pure. That every day you need to pray as Psalmist prayed in Psalm 19, right? The meditation of my heart be acceptable to God, right? The thoughts that comes in your heart should be acceptable to God. Yeah, you talk to people, right? Yeah, you go ahead, right? Nothing, we need to, pastors, we need to talk. So I say here, the issues of integrity. The next one, I also wanted to say, beware of strongholds of sin, right? I have a few. Look for secrets. Look for long-term patterns. A heart that hurts over and it cannot stop it. A heart that hurts over and over. Is there any pattern? Is there any secret sin that you have? Are you someone who hurts others? Or are you easily hurted? Are you easily hurt? Are you easily upset? Easily upset? Where Satan can easily catch you. What is the area? What is the area that he can, where are you vulnerable? Where are you vulnerable? Are we aware of your vulnerability? Are we aware? You need to. You're not perfect. If you ever thought that you're perfect, I mean, it's foolishness. You're not perfect. But learns where are we vulnerable, right? Look for unwillingness to fight the sin. Is there any place that you know that there is a sin and you are unwilling to fight? Look, if you're unwilling to fight, then that is the stronghold of sin. If there is any area in your life that you're not able to fight, that is a stronghold of sin, and you might give up. So friends, wow, I think we discussed a lot of things that are very personal here, spiritual issues in pastoral leadership. And I pray that God would help us to really consider. And I want to see more pastors, more elders. I want to see. But I want to see people who are committed to the task. That's what I would like to see. All right. So let's